Well, the mower held together for another 6 acres, so that's a good feeling. Mowed 2 fields. The first field was a much nicer field, better yielding, but it's a younger stand, so that's why. And then the second field is an older stand, but it also got missed by the sprayer back after first cutting. There was a miscommunication, so it did not get sprayed, which the stuff we spray on it, a little bit for weeds and some fertility stuff. So it happens. Not going to hold it against them. Stuff happens, but they are going to spray it after we bale this stuff here. And it just needs some fertility. All I put on it is manure. So this winter we'll address it a little bit closer. But we've got a heck of a windy day today, and tomorrow and Saturday are all supposed to be like this. So we're gonna make some 2.5 day hay. Man, that is some purty hay. On to our second field. This one is much lighter than the first one, but still some good hay out there. That's gonna make some nice hay. That's a weed, don't want that. But that's pretty nice. I'm excited. Shouldn't have any problem getting this dry by tomorrow. Well, this is the first cutting we still have to make, and yeah, there's a lot here, and it's getting brown, and I don't really like that. But the freaking weather won't cooperate. There's nothing I can do about it. It's well past its prime here. We just had so much rain, and anyway, you guys know the deal. You know what's up. You know what's been happening. I mean, there's still plenty of green down in here. There's still good hay in here, but it's getting frustrating. And the 15-day forecast still looks as abysmal as it ever did. So, but I'm doing my best, and I'm trying my hardest to just trust in the Lord and trust that, hey, it'll work itself out. He'll work it out. And there's no need for me to stress about it, because stressing about it isn't going to do anything, and stressing about it is just a sign that I'm trying to rely on my own strength, and I can't do that. Got to rely on the Lord. So farming without faith, impossible. I don't know how some people do it. How often do you guys grease your knotters? I grease mine every 162 bales. Not actually, that just happens to be how many bales since I greased it last, which was a couple days ago when I baled that meadow grass. And technically I don't need to grease it until every 1,000 bales, but I make it a habit to just grease it every time I bale with it. Don't put a lot of grease in the knotter, just like one pump. We don't want a bunch of grease everywhere, kind of like I've done here, because then you just attract a lot of dust. It's a beautiful Saturday morning to rake some hay. This stuff's looking pretty good. There's a little bit of a dew on it still, which is nice. We're gonna rake it up and hold on to these leaves. And got a beautiful sunny breezy day. Should dry it down in the windrow, and we'll come in a couple hours and bale it up. Alrighty, let's get this hay baled. That looks pretty dry. All right, before we get carried away, let's do our due diligence and check moistures and weights. 13, 14, that's honestly perfect for the alfalfa that I'm baling here. I kind of like that little bit higher moisture. That one's dry. We do have a lot of grass down in this section here, so these are more grassy. But for alfalfa, I like to see that kind of 14, honestly up to 15, 16, 18. Hey, that's dry. That's plenty dry though. I like that higher moisture like that because it holds on to the leaves better. You get too dry and the leaves turn to powder. Now, Southeast PA, it's kind of, if we can bale it and the leaves, most of the leaves stay in the bale, you're doing all right. You could try to bale it at night with some dew to try to hold on to some leaves. But I got plans and places to be tonight, so we just don't have that kind of time. But hey, that's phenomenal moisture. Amazing color. The camera never does it justice, but that is like so green all the way through. Very little brown leaf on it, and it's dry. Very dry. That's awesome. Awesome, guys. The bales are a little bit on the heavy side, so I'm gonna back it off a whole crank for now, and then we'll check them again here in another half round or so, see where we're at. Yeah, his weights are a little bit better. That should work for what I'm trying to do here. Well, it is Monday morning, rainy Monday morning. Not quite yet, but it's coming. Saturday, Dad and I got 6 acres of hay baled, and some of the yields were low. The one field, the small field, the last field that I baled, did 70 bale to the acre, which was really good yield for second cutting. Very happy with it. The bigger field did like 30 bale to the acre, so it was lacking in quite a bit of lacking nutrients. And I knew that going into it. We know how to address it going forward. But the quality of this hay, I hope the camera can do it justice. That is awesome looking hay. Incredible looking hay. Like, honestly, incredible and awesome is an understatement. Like, wow. Total of 235 bales, I think, is what the number I came up with. It was a real quick day of baling. But I love baling like second cutting and later cutting stuff because it's less hay to go through and it's higher quality. And I don't know, I just enjoy it more because like there's less stress in making this stuff. kind of, because I'm not like trying to do 1,500 bales or anyway. I had 3 wagons. I was like, yeah, 3 wagons will, you know, easily get it on there and just fly through it. I had 6 acres baled in an hour, hour and a half with road time. So easy day of baling, made some super high quality stuff that I will have absolutely no problem selling. And that's the kind of haymaking that I enjoy. This morning though, I actually ran up an hour and a half away from here and checked out a new disc bind. We're looking at a New Holland 7330. It's a 2013 model, very low wear, low use machine, really tight looking machine. And it's priced very fairly for what it is. Most guys want 20,000 plus for kind of a 10-foot New Holland mower. This one being a 2013 model, it's priced lower, but it's in immaculate condition, especially compared to this machine here. This machine's not a bad machine. You know, it's actually pretty nice, but yeah. If we pull the trigger on it, we will get this thing cleaned up and it will hit the market here shortly. So if anybody's interested in it, again, this thing is going to be for sale. It does run good now. Everything is fixed up. Cutter bar is tight on it since we went through it and did all the repairs on it. And I've mowed 12 acres with it since repairing it. Half of that was really heavy first cutting. You can watch that video up here. And the rest of it was just really fine stuff here. So still a great mower, just time for bigger and better things for us.